this is basically the composting process in a nutshell. You take your food waste, you mix it with like a high carbon source, such as wood chips, brown paper, leaves, twigs, garden trimming, stuff like that. You mix it with the food waste, it kind of creates a nice balanced mixture of carbon and nitrogen. You'll mix it all into a pile. Air will start to penetrate into it, and it'll actually start heating up because it's a really large pile. It'll actually trap a lot of the heat, and so it'll get really, really hot as the bacteria start to work. And that heating up process helps to break down the waste even quicker than leaving it normally out on the ground, say. And so every couple weeks we then take the whole pile, move it over to the next bin. It also helps mix the ingredients together and aerate it so it gets more oxygen so it can heat up again. And so we'll do that a couple times, maybe 3 to 4 times. And then by the end, we should be able to turn the compost and it won't heat up anymore because it's pretty much exhausted all the available nutrients that it can actually take up. My name's Will Tanaka and I'm a second-year nanoengineering major here at UCSD, and I love composting. I picked up Subway already. I just dumped it into lemongrass because it wasn't that full. I work at Rogers Community Garden and we currently collect and compost about 1,500 to 2,000 pounds a week of food waste from Price Center and SIO and also 64 Degrees, just the post-consumer waste. Next stop is going to be Jamba Juice. University of California president Janet Napolitano a few years ago, she created the zero waste campaigns and carbon neutrality campaigns for the university. So basically the university's goal is to be zero waste by the year 2020 and also completely carbon neutral by the year 2025.
You need that one?
Oh yeah, the one I just got.
Yeah.
So Rogers Garden, by collecting all this compost from Price Center, SIO, and 64, we're basically helping the university achieve these carbon neutrality and also zero waste goals. Okay, if you just want to put your hand on the buckets just to keep it steady.
On like the front, this ones or the top ones?
Yeah. Just okay. But usually they're pretty stable because they're pretty heavy. So. Okay.
That one, this one, I don't know if that one looks very good.
I know, that's why I got this
one.
I got this one by the head.
Just making sure.
So Tree's gonna take the East End truck finally because he got his driver's training.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Lovely.
So I'll go meet Enid down at SIO.
Do they not have any compost?
It was like halfway. So
okay, so you just don't get it. Gotcha.
I was also being a little lazy.
Gotcha.
Hi, I'm Tree. I'm a first year and I work as a compost intern at Rogers Garden.
No problem.
I joined Engineers for a Sustainable World fall quarter and I signed up for the Bioenergy project with Enid Partika, and food waste pickups was a part of the project. So I did that for fall and winter quarter and now it's my job.
When we first started this, we actually found out that University Centers wasn't actually composting a lot of their waste from their vendors because it wasn't considered to be, or the sustainability department didn't consider it to be in the scope of UCSD, and so they kind of got an exemption. So we kind of saw that, and we were like, hey, you can't do that.
Okay, we're going to the truck, right?
Yeah.
Woo!
And so that's when we stepped in. We negotiated with University Centers. They let us borrow one of their trucks. And so we pick up every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We go to the vendors with our cart, pick up the buckets that we deliver to them, pick them up, load them into the truck, take it to the garden, then we mix it with wood chips and then pour it into the compost pile.
Alright, let's do this.
So you get paid for this, right?
Yeah.
Now?
Yeah.
Was it for you always a paid position? I know it's kind of recent, right?
Yeah, it was recent. I mostly did this for like free.
Yes! composting prevents a lot of, especially the potent greenhouse gases like methane. It prevents those from being released into the atmosphere. And it's not only about, you know, preventing greenhouse gas emissions, but it's also about recycling a lot of the nutrition in the food waste. You know, if you look at the way big agriculture is run, a lot of energy goes into making fertilizer to spread on the plants and make them grow better. And so by also composting, we can also recycle a lot of that nitrogen and also put more organic matter into the soil. That's also carbon, that's a form of carbon fixation right there. And it's all about soil fertility, because then we can now grow larger, better plants off of these nutrients that we pretty much collect. It'll be really good for our efforts to try and help out food insecurity on campus, because we want to get, you know, bigger, better crops pretty much. And if we can do that from waste, we'll basically be taking food and turning it into waste, which is kind of a paradigm that we like to talk about here at the garden.
Yeah, like the whole like closed loop idea of taking your food, making it into compost, and making it into food again.
So we're one of the only available composting sites in the whole county of San Diego. And so we've really become one of the only major players in helping the university, you know, achieve its zero waste goals. Most administrators would much rather pay a third-party contractor and pay an arm and a leg to do that. But we found that, you know, we can keep all the nutrients and all that stuff on site, but also save money by not having to pay for disposal costs. We've kind of let like the higher ups of the university, whether that be HDH, sustainability, that working with students is actually worthwhile. You know, we can actually do things that, you know, a lot of these third parties can't even do or may not even want to do. So we've definitely found a very unique opportunity for like student engagement and student involvement through this program.